Welcome to another edition of Lens Burning Bush, the 100th edition. Before I bring on my guest for the week, I want to talk about what's really burning my bush. But before that, I want to acknowledge the fact that, yes, 100 of my rants. Thank you for putting up with me the last 99 weeks. And for those of you that are getting started, well, you got a lot of binge. You got a lot of shows to binge on and to listen to. And speaking of binge watching, things are a little bit different on the streaming services these days, and I can't say that I like it one bit. And I'm going to get into details on this. So it used to be when a season or show was released, we could watch one show after another until we were done, and we liked it, right? Just continually watching the show over and over again, and your eyes, you could barely stay awake, but you liked it, right? Well, now we have some shows deciding to change that, to release a few shows at a time and do more of a weekly or even just release part of the season. And let me just say, as someone who's old school, we had that back in the day, and we don't want to go back to that weekly and having to wait for the episode each week. I want to see it now, right? Daddy, I want an Oompa Loompa now, right? Those days are over. We don't want to go back to it. If I choose to watch the whole show in a day, that is on me. Let me choose to binge the way I want to binge. Recently, two shows in particular have burned my bush, and I'm just going to go into it. First, I was under the impression that Ozark released all of their episodes for the full final season. And if you watch the show, it's awesome. So I binged watched all of the shows that were available. And I got to the end and I'm like, I'm not done. And it seemed like the show's not over yet, right? Well, it isn't. I read that it started up again late April now. I have to wait for this particular show. Now, I prepared myself for the closure and then didn't get it. Why, Ozark? Why? Then most recently, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel on Amazon Prime. Another great show. It came back on February the 18th. I was very excited for it to be back. My wife and I started watching it. We got through the first episode and then said, let's do another, right? So when the second one ended, I asked her, hey, you want to do one more? And she's like, sure. Well, I looked for the third episode and I couldn't find it. And I said, I had to look up the fact that they are now releasing it weekly for the remaining episodes. What is this, 1999 now? Weekly. Again, come on. If I choose to binge, let me choose to binge. That is what I wanted to do. So I figured I wanted to check on this to see if this was now the new normal. And I came across an article in Variety magazine on how The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel and others flipped to weekly releases as streamers go beyond binge. What the actual F, right? When did this happen? Did I miss a meeting? Who has time for weekly anymore? And if you did, you'd be listening and watching Lens Burning Bush every week, right? So in the article, Amazon studio executive Vernon Sanders admits he wasn't sold on the idea of releasing it this way over multiple weeks. The binge drop had worked for the show in the past. So why mess with it? Yes, Vernon, why mess with it? It was creator Amy Sherman Palladino and fellow executive Daniel Palladino who lobbied hard to make the change and spread the show. And again, why? So they said because the show had a long break over COVID, and we think it's such a special season and it deserved more of a spotlight on it than the show normally did. So this is what she said, right? This is what she said. I would never recommend you sit down and watch all the shows in one sitting. I just don't think that you're going to have the best experience. I think that you're going to miss stuff. Your brain will eventually go tune out and the whiskey will start to kick in. Again, none of your business. I want it now. I don't want to wait for it. And again, this is about me, and I don't want to wait for the show. So this all comes on as Netflix celebrated their 10th anniversary of their first original series, Lilyhammer, which I don't know if you've seen it. It's terrific. That show was symbolic for not only kicking off the streaming revolution, but also pioneered the current binge format. We want to see it. We want to continue to do it. And I don't know why, we can't. And again, it brings up the question, right? To binge or not to binge? That is the actual question. With that being said, it's time to bring on my guest, or in this case, guests for the week. They last appeared back a year ago, episode 46, Social Share MD. The wonderful band Blue Jelly, constructed of Jim Biedenbender on vocals, Steve Farris guitar and vocals. Listen to me, vocals. Phil Henson, bass and vocals. Joe Miller, drums and vocals. Rocking out to music, Steely Dan, Deep Purple, the Eagles, Jimi Hendrix, Tom Petty, Van Halen, Midnight Oil, just to name a few. Please welcome my friends, the band Blue Jelly, to Lens Burning Bush. And I got to get the streaming and everything working here. It's a whole new show since you guys have been on. Welcome, Blue Jelly.
All right. Thanks for having us back. Good to see you.
It's good to see you as well. And got to, Friday night, you guys rocked it at the Squeaky Squirrel. It was a tremendous thing. And Susan was happy because you played Def Leppard, and all of you did a great job on that song. But what are your thoughts about this whole binge watching and then changing it midstream?
It's not fair. It's not right.
No.
I lose track. I lose interest when I have to wait because I'll miss that episode. I can't plan weekly like used to be able to do in the past.
Yeah.
I don't like to wait.
Well, that's the same thing with me. I don't like to wait. I am very impatient. And we used to do this.
This is the age of instant gratification. That's what we're teaching our kids.
Well, of course, instant gratification. And now I have to wait for Marvelous Mrs. Maisel to decide to release it on a Friday. Now, again, this goes back to, we used to watch The Sopranos when that came out. And it was Sunday night must-see TV at 9 o'clock, and we'd watch it, right? That was a big deal. You had to wait for it to come on Sunday. But now we don't have to wait anymore. And I don't want to go back to that. It was good while it was going on. We had no choice. But now I want to see it. Like Ozark really ticked me off because I don't know if you guys have seen the show, but it's the final season and they had to release it in 2 parts. And the first part came early, and then you got to wait till April for the next part. I don't know. It's just too much.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen that one.
You haven't seen Ozark?
I binged it, and then when it wasn't over, right? There's still more to come, and I've totally lost interest and never went back to it since then.
Yeah, no, I know. What the problem is that they always have a situation where they take too long to come back, and you almost forget anything you've watched before, right? It's like you got to read the book again because it's been so long since the last show. But I know this is first world problems here with television, but I want the way I want it, right? If I'm paying Amazon Prime and I'm paying for the streaming services, I want it the way I want it. And most of the shows, you could just watch it whenever you want. And this releasing it, kind of randomly is not what I like to do. So again, it's for what it's worth. Everybody's sitting there going, I don't care. I'll just watch it whenever, but that's not me. I do care.
Yeah,
so
don't take away our choice.
We get you.
Yeah, exactly. So there's apparently, because there wasn't enough, there's apparently a new Batman movie that has come out. And
I think I heard that.
Yeah. And apparently made $21.6 million. But what these theaters are doing now is they are trying to charge more for Batman than they would like the movie The Dog. So they're just like saying, you know what, we'll sell out $20 or $26 or whatever the number is, and then they'll charge more for that movie versus going to see The Dog, which might be $12.
I wish there was more of the older classics.
Yeah.
That instead of some of the trash they've got out there nowadays. It's kind of, sometimes it's kind of hard to find something you want to look at.
I totally get it. But this new Batman movie has me kind of thinking, did we really need another Batman? We started out with Michael Keaton, which we liked that, right? Back in 1989, the original Batman that had come out. I was definitely an Adam West fan back in the TV show days. And I would prefer that. And then all of a sudden, you got the Batman came out in 89 with Michael Keaton. And then they had to go through several Batmans, including George Clooney and Val Kilmer and all these other people now. And I don't know. I'm just Robert, Pattinson, I guess. I don't even know who he is, to be honest with you. Does anybody know who that is? I mean, there's a bunch of old people arguing over these kids today.
Is that the new Batman?
Yeah, that's the new Batman. I'm a huge Batman fan. As a kid, I love the comics. I love, like I said, Adam West. I liked all of this, and I would watch it all the time, all the Batman movies. And I even liked Christian Bale. Those versions were actually pretty good as well, but they got a little too dark. And I don't know what this one's going to be, but the Batman. So we'll see how this goes. Maybe I'll watch it, but I might wait for this to come on like pay-per-view or something like that. I don't know if I'll go to the theater. Although I do like they're saying it's $26.99 that they want to charge for this movie.
Wow. Well,
So
what's up with the Snappy Tomato Batman pizza? Have you seen that? It doesn't even look like Batman.
No, it doesn't. I don't think Snappy Tomato looks like pizza, Jimmy. I mean, I'm just in general from Jersey. You just don't. I don't look at Snappy Tomato and say, I have to have that. It's a necessity when it comes to it tastes okay, because even bad pizza is good, but it does not look like the Batman. And apparently this movie you gotta really bring a pillow with you, because it's over 3 hours.
Oh my God.
I think is what they say. It's longer than Pulp Fiction. It's longer than Heat. It's longer than The Godfather, which again, it can't be better than The Godfather.
They'll
But
probably show you half of it and tell you to come back next Tuesday for the other half.
yeah, that's exactly it. That's what they're going to do. They make you pay $26.99 for part 1, and then they're going to have you come back for part 2. I don't want that. I know that they got to make money, but yeah, they convince you that they're doing it. So anyway, let's get into you guys and the band, and we'll talk about the music. And maybe we'll get, if you're nice enough, you got your, I could see you're ready to go with your guitars and everything. So we got to play. But I wanted to play something for you guys from the last time that you guys were on. How can we dance when I'm burning? So that was Len Bush's Burning, Midnight Oil's creativity by Blue Jelly. Love that. And you got a special one that I'll play next week that we recorded. We'll save that for the 101st episode. Because we got hey, it's the kind of same thing with Amazon. I'm not going to release all my talent at once. We're gonna have to go
tune in. Yeah,
you're gonna have to tune in next week to find out what they played this week.
For a nominal fee.
Yeah, for a nominal fee for $8.99.
Same bat time.
Same bat. Yeah, we could have the Riddler come on and and all those villains and everything. But anyway, you guys appeared at Squeaky Squirrel. It's going to be the start more of concert season, outdoor shows, I would imagine, coming up in the next couple of months. What do you got going on?
You got a better handle on the schedule, Steve?
Well, we got Get a Fest probably toward the end of summer.
That's August 7th. We're Sunday.
We're featured at an event called Moonstock.
Yeah, that's out in Burlington, a hunting and fishing club.
Yeah, so we're getting some outdoor shows together.
Rabbit Hash, we got a show down at the Rabbit Hash Barn
if
coming up
anybody's
soon.
ever been to Rabbit Hash, Kentucky.
Well, you have to. The dog is the mayor.
Yeah.
Watch out for him because he bites.
Of course, all politicians bite. I mean, let's be honest.
No, I think his bark is worse than his bite.
Oh, Steve, we need it. It's interesting. We need a little rim shot there, and we could do that. So, all right, is that good? Is that good? Wait, let me do it again. All right. Anyway, that was.
Other than that, yeah. Next Friday we're at KJ's in Crescent Springs. The following Friday is the Rabbit Hash Kentucky show. The evening after that, Saturday,
The American Legion 203.
Post 203, Latonia, Kentucky. That's
So the calendar's starting to fill up, and some of the we got to see Lynn last night.
Yeah.
Down at the Squeaky Squirrel.
I just I'm one of those people that you work all week on Friday, and it's like Friday night I'm not ready to go out, but you got me out on Friday night, which
some
is
people are like that, and some people are just the opposite.
yeah. I'd rather if you guys played more Saturday night, I again, this is just it all has to be about me. Saturday night's a little more convenient.
right.
But
I will your whole weekend.
Yeah, well, no, it's true, and I did see a great show last night. Like I said, you played Def Leppard for Susan. That was all that she needed.
We tried to play
thank you.
a lot of the stuff that some of the other bands won't play or can't play, just to try to set ourselves apart. And We're gonna try to bring out some original stuff too in the future.
Yeah.
And we can maybe be able to give you a preview of that today.
Well, I would like that. And you know what's great is I was sitting. I got put on the table because it was pretty crowded last night, and I got put with two people I didn't know. Of course, I made friends. But they were telling me it's like you don't usually hear the songs that you guys were playing, like you mentioned, and it's great in a good way, right? They wanted to hear this kind of stuff. They wanted to hear a little Steely Dan, a little Styx. They wanted to hear Midnight Oil. You know, this is the type of stuff you don't hear other bands picking up and playing, right?
Yeah, you don't want to go. I mean, you can go anywhere and hear the same old, honky tonk woman,
Yeah.
this and that,
Love the Stones, though. Nothing
against the
that.
Stones,
Yeah,
no.
but,
And we used to do that.
yeah, and
Yeah.
we still do on occasion,
We can whip it out when we need to.
Oh,
Like it.
yeah, you got to be able to whip it out every once in a while. But you even played, which kind of I hadn't heard this. You played a little REO Speedwagon, which I don't remember you guys doing that before. You played,
We're
which
adding new stuff almost monthly.
Yeah, we tried to get 3 or 4 new songs.
So we
in
probably have
every month or so.
over 100 songs that we, well, we've got a good 4 hours worth of music that we use like we did last night, and probably another couple of hours on top of that past stuff that we could bring forward. So,
yeah, I love it. I would, do you guys strictly stay to Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati though, right? In terms of shows.
For the most part, yeah.
yeah, we
We wouldn't turn down an offer if it was,
yeah, but we
within the
would
realm.
consider ourselves regional more,
Yeah.
not a national act. I don't know if we could handle that really.
Yeah, we have been asked to come to a Moose Lodge near Grand Rapids, Michigan. So we're
wow.
Currently negotiating with them. Don't know if that's going to come through or not, but that's a possibility. So that was kind of crazy to be asked to go that far.
Yeah.
But they had heard us locally, and they wanted us to come and play at their place. So we'll see what happens with that.
Well, I'd like to have a concert series in my backyard, so I'm working on that. So we'll figure out something. The concerts, that's a little closer, Jimmy.
Yeah, that's way less than a 6-hour drive.
Yeah, a little bit,
We're
better.
all for doing corporate events and festivals and just anything we can get into.
Yeah, weddings. We've got some weddings lined up for this year, and
I would love
excited.
it. Yeah, I would love it. Bar mitzvahs, it would be good
Yeah.
for me. You got blue jelly for the bar mitzvah. You got to play the horror. Can we play? Can we play a little?
We can learn it.
I love it. Everybody, get up! It's time for the horror. Yeah, it's. We got to get that. But I, like I said, I think we need more. I give you guys a ton of credit because it is. Music is so hard, and what you guys do is so great. I mean, Phil on bass guitar is just fabulous. Joe on the drums. I watch and I'm envious because again, everybody's a frustrated singer. Everybody's a frustrated. They want to play the guitar, and they're always. That's why we do air guitar, right? Yeah. Everybody wants to play the drums. They sit there and we want to do it, but again, it's like I just the hands don't work. There's no rhythm over here, is what I'm saying.
You gotta have rhythm.
It's important that you guys have rhythm. I love it. I love that you consistently have rhythm. So I would love it if you guys have anything new that you want to play or you got something ready. We got it, and all our people that are streaming this now. I'm going to put you guys on the full screen because nobody wants to see me. They would rather see Jim Beatonbender.
Hey, you're welcome to sing along, Lynn, if you want to.
Well, I do, we can. And, it's the band Blue Jelly, Jim Beatonbender, Steve Ferris. So Steve's got the cool hat. He's on the left side. On the right side is Phil on the bass. And we got Joe back there. We could barely see him. We'll have to zoom in the camera, but he's waving. So, and of course, the legendary Jim Beatonbender, who is my wife's boyfriend. So there you go. All right.
All right. Okay.
Now it's out there.
It's out there. It's okay. We it's a long-standing agreement.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, here we are. The legendary Blue Jelly.
This is going to be an original.
Yeah, this is an original one we wrote years ago, and we just kind of remembered it and started playing back around with it again. So, original Blue Jelly tune here. It's called "You're the One." Hey baby, you're the one. You drive me crazy. I'm having too much fun. Too much fun now, baby, with that long black hair and the big brown eyes. Too much fun now, baby, you make my poor heart realize. Oh baby, you're the one. You drive me crazy. I'm having too much fun. Come on. Oh baby, you're the one. You drive me crazy. I'm having too much fun. Too much fun now, baby, with that long blonde hair and the big blue eyes. Too much fun now, baby, you make my poor heart realize. Oh baby, you're the one. You drive me crazy. I'm having too much fun. Oh baby, you're the one. You drive me crazy. I'm having too much fun.
Well, that was fabulous, guys. It really, you're the one. And now, can anybody get this song, or is it on any kind of CD, or look at me.
Lynn's Burning Bush.
Well, I know, and I'm gonna promote it.
Yeah, that's the only place it exists.
But we haven't copyrighted it yet, so it's available to steal. I guess if anybody wants to.
No, it's copyright. We've got lawyers. We've got other things. We've got all kinds of craziness. Don't worry about it.
That's right.
I guess we better lawyer up then.
Yeah, you better lawyer up. It's all good. But that was outstanding, and that's what I said. You guys do a great job, and music is so important nowadays with everything that's going on. To go see a band on a Friday night, make sure you check out this. Check out Blue Jelly, the website, the Facebook page, Blue Jelly Band. Right? We'll promote that. But
And there's a
I
link to
really
our
appreciate.
website.
Yeah.
To our website with it, and there's not really much on the website yet.
Right.
There's mostly a few pictures, and our updated calendar is usually updated for the year.
Yeah. It's
on our.
So if you want to see where you can catch us, just go to the Facebook page and follow the link to the website, and because we usually won't post shows maybe a couple weeks ahead of time or something, a month ahead of time.
Yeah, and while you're on the Facebook page, please do us a favor and like that page for us. We'd appreciate that.
And like Lynn's page too when you're on.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be nice, right? Like, comment, subscribe. How's that go on YouTube? And hit the ding dong bell or something, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you guys have a YouTube page?
We do not.
Okay.
We may.
Yeah, you're working on it.
think we
It's
do.
kind of, it's in development, you got to say, Steve.
right.
It's
under
in development.
construction.
Just like we got lawyers, right? We got copyrights, and we got
Yeah, right.
we got to make sure we've got it all covered to make sure you're all doing it. One thing I wanted to do is make you guys feel older than you really are, because I felt pretty old when I read this. Do you remember Suzanne Summers from Three's Company?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, she's 75, by the way. 75. But here's what's amazing about her. Do you remember the whole situation? She left Three's Company. She had this big contract dispute with a lot of money leaving on the table, and she walked away. But then she created the Thigh Master. Do you remember the Thigh Master?
Oh, yeah, I think I
Yeah.
heard about that. Yeah.
Well, she's talking about it now. She's talking about how she has, people have asked her, how much money have you made on the Thigh Master? Well, she said, you just got to do the math. 1995 times 10 million products sold and just go through that. So we're talking about $300 million that she's probably made on anything now she's worth. Isn't that amazing? So she went out of acting and she did something even better.
That's awesome.
So make sure you get a Thigh Master.
I'm going to invent the hip replacement master.
The hip replacement. There you go. That's what we need. We need all of that. It's
technology is wonderful.
now good news for you single men out there. Apparently Danica Patrick is single again. She split from her boyfriend Carter Comstock, and she's done. Fortunately, she said it didn't work out, so everybody now she's available.
Well, I hope she doesn't change teams.
No, I don't. I think she's still on the team. Yeah, she's still on the team.
Is she done dating race car drivers?
I don't know. I
was just too fast for her.
It could be. It could be. It could be. Look at Steve. He's just like he's got the rim shots today. He's loving it. It must be.
I'm
It must.
for one. There
I
we go.
know. Yeah. There we go. We got the drummer back there instead of having my stupid sound effects over here. Joe, wake up! Come on, it's early. I know we were out last night.
We had a late night last night.
Yeah, I get up from my day job at 3:30, so Fridays are always hard.
So, it's crazy. Well, make sure you have large hands. Apparently, have you seen this in the NFL now? That now quarterbacks are being judged on the size of their hands. They are now Joe Burrow apparently has like 9-inch hands, but there's a quarterback on Pittsburgh, on the University of Pittsburgh, Kenny Pickett, and he's got 8.5-inch hands. So they're saying that because of his small hands, he can't hold on to the football as much, which I don't understand. It's just we're measuring hands. They go on TV and they've got all these training. They're doing the long jump and they're doing all these things. I'm like, they're playing football. What do you need all this stuff? You carry a 300-pound lineman who just moves from side to side, has to run a 40-yard dash. I feel for those guys. I couldn't run a 40-yard dash right now. So why do they have to do that?
Well, that
Poor
reminds
people.
me of the other day. Me and the wife were in, I guess, a Home Depot or something. I don't know. So I walk up to one of the sales guys and I'm talking to him, and I'm finished. I look around. She's 3 aisles down. I go get her. I said, "What the heck?" She said, "I couldn't take anymore. He had little girl hands. I couldn't look at him."
Oh my!
It was freaking her
Little.
out.
There's such a thing as little girl hands.
I guess he didn't have the man hands.
Wasn't Johnny Bench able to hold like 7 baseballs in one?
Yes. Yeah. There's a commercial with him with the that stuff, blue emo. I guess it smells good or something. I don't know. It doesn't stink. Is what the and yeah, he puts all the baseballs. I think I have average hands. My hands aren't huge, but I don't know. I guess we have to start measuring our hands. I always thought it wasn't the size of the hands, but I don't know what what do I know? I don't know.
It's how the
Size matters.
Yeah, apparently it does. In the NFL, it does. Yeah. Size and everything. They overanalyze everything. They have 24 hours of news to cover.
They got to have something to talk about while the guys are out there adjusting their.
Yeah, they're adjusting, and apparently baseball can't. Yeah,
Now you're getting into Joe Namath territory.
Oh yeah, Joe Namath. That's right. Yeah, God, we're going back. No, people. I think we lost everybody right now from 1969. The crowd it's a little bit older now with Joe Namath. I remember Namath. He was drunk and he was getting interviewed by Susie Colbert. He's like, "You're nice. I like you." He's talking to her, Susie Colbert. That was a famous interview. And baseball still can't figure out how to get on the field. Opening day's been canceled, and in Cincinnati, that is like a rite of passage.
Now, are they still doing the parade though?
No, I don't think so. I think they're postponing it until they get an opening day.
Well, one thing, it'll be a little warmer when they finally do get around to it.
This is true, and I've always said you could start the season May 1st and get rid of all those snow games that you have to cancel anyway, and then make it into like 100. See, if I was commissioner of baseball, this is what I would do. I would start the season May 1st. I would also end the season before Labor Day. I would have the postseason and everything end before Labor Day because you don't want to compete with football. They said that an average football game generates 17 million viewers, and a baseball postseason game only gets 11 million. So you got to be away from the NFL. You got to have your own time. And from May to late August or whatever, because once you get into the NFL season starting, people tune out. And that's kind of what happens baseball.
Well,
but they,
the players won't be taking a pay cut. But
oh, no.
People that
that's
work at the stadiums, they're going to be hurting. You know,
oh, of course.
All the supporting businesses. And
no one ever thinks about the guy that sells the hot dogs or the beer, those $10 beers. Somebody's got to be, working.
The guy that collects your $15 to $20 for parking, and they're going to
exactly. Well, I think that they don't understand that, number one, none of these players want to put up their own money, right?
No.
They just want to get a paycheck. So they don't understand that. I'm not saying I'm for the owners or the players, but the owners are the ones that make the investment, right? So if you want your own team, then you make the investment, right? If you want to be an owner, like Derek Jeter just said, I'm out. Like he finally said, I hate this owner thing. He's already out with the Florida Marlins. So I don't know what's in store for baseball. I know I love it. I don't know if you guys do too, but nothing like going to the game in the summer and just kind of sitting out, having a beer and a hot dog and watching the game. So
yeah, it's a nice, relaxing way to spend an afternoon.
It is. Well, you can like Lens Burning Bush, as I got to do this self-promotion here. You can like it on Facebook at Lens Burning Bush. You can, again, like Blue Jelly, but please like Lens Burning Bush. We have 100 episodes. We do it weekly, but now you can binge an entire catalog of 100 shows on all the platforms, on Spotify, Google Play, iTunes. No matter what you've got, I bet you can find. Search Lens Burning Bush, Pandora, to name a few. You can ask Alexa to play Lens Burning Bush, but make sure you say Lens Burning Bush podcast, because something else will come up if you say just Lens Burning Bush. So
now let me ask you, do you any of your podcasts, your video too now? So are you on YouTube? Or?
Yeah, we've got the YouTube channel now. And you could search Lens Burning Bush for that as well. And we're streaming now on YouTube, and we're streaming on Facebook Live and Twitter. So we can do all those things. So at Lens Burning Bush is the Twitter handle, at Lens Burning Bush is the Facebook handle, and I believe it's Lens Burning Bush also on YouTube, but you could type Lenny L 1015 is also a way to get the YouTube feed. But make sure if you're watching on YouTube to hit the subscribe button. We don't have a lot of subscribers for whatever reason. They're smart, They've got other things to watch and to do, I guess, apparently.
They're binge watching.
They're binge. Yeah. To binge or not to binge, that is the question. But thank you, guys. Thank you, Jim Biedenbender. Thank you to Steve Ferris, Phil Henson, Joe Miller in the way back. We got to give you propers. Go out and see Blue Jelly, because let me tell you, it's a great experience. You get a cold one, and they like to have a cold one with you as well. It doesn't get much better than you guys. So I appreciate you coming on for the second time, and hopefully you'll be kind enough to join for a third time coming up.
Well, we appreciate you having us, and we appreciate the people that come out to see us. It's why we do it. We have fun. Like the song, sometimes it's too much fun, and we pay for it the next morning,
Oh, absolutely. We had to do this a little later today, and I understand. I'm with you. I feel exactly the same way. I never look good anyway, but this is as good as it's going to be on a night after going out on a Friday night. Well, anybody in their 50s understands what I'm talking about. But thank you so much, guys. I'm Len Harvey, back with another episode of Lens Burning Bush next week. So long.